Okay, just to give you a heads up, this video will be done in two parts, this being the first part. The first part is going to be me making of the wine, and then later on, once the wine is completed, we'll be doing the taste testing version of the wine, but that won't be for several months later. However, just to give you a heads up so that you're not thinking this is clickbait, that I'm going to do the testing right away. It's not. Also, once the second part of the video is complete, then I'll just simply delete this whole first part of the section. And let's just get right on to business as we normally do. All right. So, that having been said, I'll just simply say this. Years ago, I did a video where I did a comparison between wine yeast and bread yeast, and that was pretty much to determine whether or not which would ferment faster, how much ADB would be, the difference between the two, and that was that. Missing a great opportunity to do a taste test then, as was pointed out to me by several of the people and left comments. We're going to correct that mistake now. So we're going to do a simple white grape juice wine using standard active dry bread yeast and in this case, a Red Star Premier Côte de Blanc wine yeast. Uh, I can get anywhere from 11, well, it depends really, anywhere from 11 to as high as 16% once using bread yeast. And the Red Star yeast, it's got an average ABV of 14%. So it's roughly equal, okay? And with that, we'll just get on with the video. Now, to do this experiment, I'm going to be using two-quart containers of white grape juice, 2 cups of plain granulated white sugar, half a teaspoon of wine yeast, half a teaspoon of bread yeast, and just to be sure, I'm going to do a hydrometer reading on each of the 2 containers. This will be a loose cap method. We'll be using the original containers. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to add in our 2 cups of sugar into a 1-gallon container. I'm using a 1-gallon jug in this case. Kind of makes measurements a little bit easier. Go ahead and let that work its way into it. All right, I then want to follow that up with adding in, we'll start with one of our containers to start. Now at this point, we want to go ahead and incorporate our basically we want to blend this so that we incorporate our sugar into the juice. A couple of ways of doing it. Back when I was younger, the easiest way would have been just to put a cap on it, nice and tight, and then beginning to shake it up until it was fully dissolved. However, now that I've gotten older, I've decided an easier way of doing it is just mix it up with my degassing wine. And just take that out for a second. And then we can go ahead and add in more of our juice. This is more than enough. Plus a little bit extra left over for a nice refreshing beverage later on. And I'm going to go ahead and whisk it once again. Which also has the added benefit of incorporating a little bit more air or oxygen into the mix that our wine yeast will. Yes, my my drill fell on the floor. Okay, I edit that out. However, it has the added benefit of giving our yeast a little bit something more to breathe. I'm just going to eyeball the level at the moment. because once I'm all said and done, I do have a scale. I'll probably weigh this so that we're equal to the nearest, I'm going to say ounce. All right. I'm going to let that foam settle down just a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and start the weighing process. Okay, the first one came in at 51.1 ounces. And the second one came in at 50.9 ounces, which is not bad for an eyeball. So I'm going to try and bring this second one up to 51.1. I mean, if you're going drop by drop, it's not the easiest thing to do unless you've got a dropper. So this is 50.2. That was 51.3. There we go. Now they're both the same. 51.3 and 51.3. Close enough. Put caps on both. And move on to the next step. Well, it looks like that original hydrometer reading is coming in at 1.106. Now with that out of the way, it's time to go ahead and incorporate our yeast. I've got a half a teaspoon of wine yeast. Basically, I just kind of use a level half teaspoon. Let's go ahead and pour that in. Put the cap on for the moment. And for our bread yeast, we're going to go ahead and pour that in. Put the cap back on. And in a moment, I'll do the labels, but for the moment, W for wine yeast, B for bread yeast. Now that our containers are labeled with the appropriate information, we've got WG for white grape juice wine using wine yeast. Our starting gravity was 1.106, and for those who are not in the know, starting gravity just simply measures how much sugar is in our solution at the start. Same with our white grape juice bread yeast container. Again, gravity still the same. The date still started the same at 3/17/2026. Now, since we're using the loose cap method, we want to make sure our cap is not on there real tight. We just want to make sure it's kind of nice and loose. And the same on the other side, nice and loose, so that as the yeast consumes the sugar and oxygen, producing alcohol and CO2, CO2 has to have a means of getting out, and that's why we use a loose cap. If we were on there nice and tight, more than likely, the bottle will expand and possibly at some point rupture. We don't want to do that. So again, nice and loose. Same on both sides. I'll now go ahead and put these somewhere aside for the next several months. And then when it's ready, we'll come back and we'll do that taste testing. It's been 2 months and 4 days since we started this experiment. I think it's time to do a quick hydrometer test, and let's see if it's going to be a taste difference at this stage. Our wine yeast is coming in at 1.004, and that works out to roughly 13.39% ABV. And it looks like our bread yeast is coming in at 1.012, which works out to about 12.34% ABV. Here we have our wine yeast. Here we have our bread yeast. We're going to start with the wine yeast first. See if we can taste any difference when we test the bread yeast. It's got a nice, clean, crisp taste. A touch on the dry side. And now the bread yeast. Well, apart from the difference in the dryness, I mean, this one is kind of okay. I would contemplate or think about back sweetening this one a little bit. This one is actually on point in terms of sweetness. And it has a slightly softer mouthfeel. This is crisp. This is slightly softer. There is there is a difference apart from that in the taste. But do I taste the bread yeast? No, I don't. So what we have at this point is that there's like almost a 1% difference in terms of ABV. I mean, at 13 versus 12. I mean, either way, it's still a decent bottle of wine in terms of ABV percentage. No harm done there. Some additional aging would mellow this one out for sure. Additional aging on this one, again, would mellow it out for sure. Might pick up slightly a bit more of an ABV bump, but either way, it's not bad. Would I be disappointed with either one of these wines? Well, that depends. If I do have to back sweeten this one, which I probably would, it would mellow this wine out a little bit. I won't say that I would give it a cooked taste because I've already done that experiment in a previous video. But there is a difference between an unpasteurized or I'll go with that. Unpasteurized version of wine versus the pasteurized version of wine. Again, since we don't use sulfites, that is the preferred way of stabilizing wines on this channel. But this wine actually is not bad. If I wanted something that I can just go ahead and just simply bottle straight from yeah, I mean, in my opinion, this is ready as is. I would probably get maybe 2 bottles out of that, maybe a bottle and 3/4. But yeah, in terms of taste distance, hey, taste difference. This has a crisper taste. Once again, this is a slightly softer taste. But do I taste the bread yeast in this wine? No, I don't at all. And since my wines usually go a full year before I do decide to bottle them, with enough time to mellow out both of these wines a bit more, no, I'm not tasting a difference at all. Not at 2 months, 4 days, taste difference. Do I have time? Yeah, it's still a bit early. I don't have to go anywhere for a bit. Back sweetened, ready as is. Nope, that's my conclusion. You're not going to get a bread yeast taste out of it. I mean, we all know when we're baking what bread yeast as your dough is rising, what that smells like. You're not getting that here, at least not according to my taste buds, which at 69 years of age, they still work. Not as well as they used to, but they still work. No, I'm not seeing any difference at all. This is perfectly fine for crisper, cleaner tasting wine. This is perfectly fine using the wine yeast. Again, the ABV around 13.65%, I think it was. No, 12.65%. Yeah. 12.35. I don't have my notes in front of me. The 12% ABV versus the 13% ABV, that's still within the range of wine of bread yeast. I've gotten it higher on occasion. Again, if I let this go on, I might get some additional rise yield out of that. But yeah, that's my opinion. I might try this video again at 6 months, It's not going to last a year because by then I would have consumed both of the experimental contents. But yeah, I'll give it another shot in maybe 6 months if I can hang on to them. If not, I'll just go ahead and conclude it at that. No real taste difference in terms of being able to taste the bread yeast.